Speed Source obviously builds the cars and the engines for all the teams in Rolex GT. So you'd say, well, there's a factory team building it, but they're also racing in it. And one of our requirements for Speed Source was complete data sharing with all the teams. So on the engine side, David Haskell, Sebastian in the engine department, they build the motors. They're all to the same level of spec. R20B 3-rotor Mazda engine. On the car side, Riley Technologies built several of the chassis. Speed Source then finishes them off at their shop in Coral Springs. Same thing. All the cars are built to the same level of specs. Obviously, once the teams get them, they can re-engineer the chassis or the setup to each track. But at the end of the day, when someone buys a new car, they're given a book, essentially, of setups for all the tracks.
So it's not only from a prize money, from a data money, but also from, all the Mazda teams know each other. We're all friends. Most of them have come up to the same Mazda ladder, so we've raced against the same guys over and over again. So when you get to this level, it's nice to have, you can go door to door with anybody from the 40, from the 41, 42, 43 cars, all of the Mazda teams, really, or brother teams. We're very competitive, but we won't step that line. At least it hasn't happened so far. I mean, obviously, being in charge by Mazda of this particular program, being the constructor of the cars along with Riley Technologies and all of the engines, there's a certain stewardship to what we do, so we make sure that we guide teams on their particular aspect. But now to the level where Dempsey Racing is and Team Sailing, they understand the cars, they've done stuff to them, so they're well on their way. We're still a good baseline for them. That's why we still share the data. But on any given weekend, any of the top 3 teams will be the fastest Mazdas. So there's no, I guess, inter-squad rivalry per se, but all the guys do well. So for me, I have a sense of pride whenever a Mazda does well, and to have a hand into that really large program that it's grown to be is pretty special for me.
Each team has an individual that's designated to go in between each team, trade some information back and forth, and kind of work together. An outstanding camaraderie between teams. You always catch 2 or 3 Mazda team members from different teams hanging out before the races, after the races, catching tram rides into the track together in the morning, talking about each car and just kind of hanging out together. Especially with the fans, they spend a lot of time with the Zoom fans that we have that come to the track, and always interacting with them as well.
So we obviously race against the Speed Source guys. They're strong competitors, have been very successful, but they're also an important part of helping us be here. And they have built these cars, and they give us a lot of technical feedback on the cars as well, and set up information. We talk about driving, we look at data together, things like that, and then we go race hard on the weekend. Same as Dane and the Salins guys as well, and we've had a lot of, over the years, a lot of fun, in inter-team rivalry as well. But then at night, definitely afterward, we're all still helping each other load our trucks and are hopefully rolling race cars at that point. So it is a slightly different way of approaching it. Obviously, from a grassroots level, Mazda has a history of supporting grassroots racing from Sec Miatas all the way up to the Grand-Am Rolex Series, and also prototype racing as well here and abroad. So it is a very unique situation, and for myself and Patrick as team owners, it was the best way for us to go pro racing.